Hello, what's up, beautiful people? How are you doing today? Hope you're doing very fine. And thank you for coming back to my channel to check whatever I've uploaded for you and whatever tutorial I have for you this today. So today I'm going to teach you how to fade in braid in French cornrows in such a way that you cannot know that somebody has added braid into the cornrow. I'll show you with different sizes and same sizes. So here then we begin. I'll start by partitioning my hair into a bigger size. I'll be using the bigger size this today. I'll choose small size, uh, bigger size, and then I make sure that my lines are very clean. I'll first have one partition, and then in that one partition I'll make sure that the line has gone from front to the behind, and then that I'll make sure that the behind part is very small so that it can be able to fit in the cornrows. Every time you start making a line to your cornrows, make sure that you start in front. There's a lot of hair than hair behind, and there's a lot of hair at the middle. There's a lot of hair here in the middle. So when you're adding up, make sure that your hair is clean or your client's hair is clean. Make sure the behind part is also clean as you continue to partition it. As you can see, then I'll hold that hair so that it cannot mix up with the other hair, so that I cannot have untidy hair. I don't have the gel right now, but also the clip, but I just said let me just use a mini rubber band. As you can see, this one I used a different size, so this one I'm going to use same size of braid. I'm not going to add a size of the braid to be more. I'm going to use a small size till the end. I'm not going to add any size. So in that hair that I have partitioned, I'm going to divide it into two to make it to be one. I'll start here in front. I'll take a small piece of it like that, and then I make it to have 3 strands like that, and every strand I'm going to add from the sides. Like one side, from the right side I'm going to add hair, from the left side I'm also to add hair. Remember the hair that I partitioned one? Also I then partitioned it to be 2, so that 2 I'll make it to be 1 cornrow, which is the French cornrow. As you can see, those are 3, and then 1 2 3 like that, and then I'll take my braid 1. This is the hair that I had partitioned to be in smaller size. Then this the other side, this the other hair. Then I'll be pinching little hair from each side, adding from left to right, right to left. Like the right I'll be taking hair from the right side, and the left hair, the third hair, I'll be taking it from the left side. So the middle hair will be crisscrossing to the other sides and being added hair from the left and right side. I hope you have understood. So there you go. I take my braid. That's my braid. That size is the one which I'm going to use until the end. So whichever size you want, you can use. You can add anywhere you want. But for me, I've added there. I've started plaiting the hair. Then you see there are 3. As you can see, there are 3, and this is firm on the next to the scalp is firm. Then I'll put it there. I'll grip with my other 3 fingers of the left hand. Then the hair that is on the right will mix up with the white braid. I'll be using colored braid so that it can be visible for you to see. Then the hair, the third hair, I'll mix it with the white braid, so it'll just cross over, and then the middle one will just crisscross it to tie it. And then I'll make sure that when crisscrossing, I've added hair to the braid. So there you go. I'm adding I'll just pinch using my index finger and my thumb to add hair. Don't put a lot of hair. Don't pinch a lot of hair. Just like there you pinch salt, there you pinch salt is there. Just you have to pinch. Uh, you have to pinch the hair while adding to the braid so that, and then you cross it like that to make a stitch. Every time you pinch the hair, you're making a stitch. So you crisscross over your hair. The best way, if you want to know how to do cornrows, you have to know how to do knotless braids. Knotless without braids. Knots. You have to know how to do knots. We call them matuta. If you know how to do matuta, then it will be easy for you to know how to do cornrows, because cornrows are just slanted matutas. They're just slanted knots. There you go. I've shown you the kind of piece I'm taking. Now after plating, I've added another here the same size. Have not added any size so that it cannot be bigger. Plus, when I add it beneath, you'll not know where I've added the hair from. In spite of the first one, you'll know, but the second one and the third will not know where I've added the hair, since I'm hiding the where I have fed the braid. As you can see, I'm adding little by little, pinching it, making sure that my fingertips are just on the scalp, pinning it over to the scalp. Make sure that I don't loosen up, because when I lift that hand, my cornrows will not be firm. It will not be neat. They'll just be detangled. They'll be just tangled, sorry. So I just put there beneath my fingers. I just put it beneath just to the scalp. I pin it, my fingers down there. I use my left hand to pin them. I use my right hand to pleat. I'm a right-handed. I'm not left-handed. To make my work easier, I always bring all the hair in the middle of my my thumb and my index finger, and I always go for it. That's how I find it so easy for me to plait. But there are people who don't use this technique. They rather just continue without putting all the hair in the middle of the index finger and the thumb finger. There you go. That is the first step I've shown you, where I've started the hair not at the beginning of the what is it called, not at the beginning of the forehead, the hairline. I've not started at the hairline, but I'll show you when I begin at the hairline. I'll not divide my hair into three. Rather, I'll just use that one strand to feed in. Okay, this is the second one. Then I take my rubber band. As you can see, the line is not yet clear. As you see there in the middle, it was a little bit bigger for the one which was in the ear. Then I rope it like that to be tight. Then that I'll partition it again into half, into two, as you can see. Then the behind, I'll make sure it is a small one. It should not be that big for it to be neat. So there you go. I've started with a small size, a very small size. So there you go. It also depends with the size that you want. If you want a long one, you'll add to the end of the hair, which one I'll show you on the third step, and how to add it. Okay, there I have started with one strand. I've crisscrossed it. I've hidden it. When you check, when I finish, you check, you'll see that it is not on top, it is beneath. It is not on top of there's this cornrow that we did before on the other channel, and you saw that I used to do it over the fingertips, but this one I'm using it, I used it beneath, and then it turned out to be, when it turns back, it appears as if it is on top of of the cornrow. But this one, when it doesn't turn, it just stick to be flat. As you can see, I'm pitching here bit by bit. When you forward, you'll see where I'm adding here. Look at it. Slowly by slowly, I'm adding little hair, pinching it, pinching, not lifting my fingers. Then I use my right hand and grip with my 3 fingers to add on the third hair and the first hair. The middle hair will not add until, but each time it will come where it will need to be added, so it will just come automatically where you want to add. If you want to add after crisscrossing, well and good. If you want to add after some few pleating, well and good. It's up to you, but for me, I prefer adding after pleating so that it can mix up very well with the hair. Like that. Then I pinch. I just pick up a little bit of hair there. That is the size I'm using. That small size is what I'm going with it till downwards. Crisscross it. As you can see, I've taken that one. The third one will come over the middle one, and the middle one will go to the third side where the third one was. The right one side, the first one will go at the middle, and the one which was third that came to the second will go to be the first side. Okay, I'm crisscrossing over the braids. I'm crisscrossing over the hair, over my fingertips. This is how I'm crisscrossing. I'm not crisscrossing downwards, I'm crisscrossing over. That's the method that I use. That is, I find it very simple for me. As you can see, I'm pinching little hair by little. It's a little bit, the braid is a little bit tangled. So let me push it for you to see. There you go. Pinch a little bit. Don't pinch a lot of hair so that you cannot end up finishing the hair on the above the kisogo. So you just do it like that. Add it bit by bit. Don't add, when you reach there behind, you should not add a lot of hair. Rather, you should add a little bit of just small pinch, like you're pinching a stone from rice, like you're picking a stone from rice. So that's how you're supposed to pinch when you come here behind small size, so that it can fit very well and it can become firm. Just pin your fingers down there as you detangle the hair. Pin it like that. As you can see, I'm pinning it down. I'm not lifting my fingers unless I'm detangling the hair. Just making sure my left hand has pinned it. My right hand has also pinned it when my left hand is detangling the hair. I'm making sure that every piece of it is being captured. Every piece of it is being captured. As you can see now, it's a good finishing till to the nape of the neck. Make sure that the nape of the neck you've finished the hair, but if you can also decide to do braids on the nape of the neck if you don't want to. It depends also the size of the nape of the neck of a client. Others have thin, others have thick napes, so it's up to you to decide how you should partition it. But in the next video, I'll show you how to partition on the nape of the neck so that the braids can fit. So I've used white braid. As you can see, you cannot notice where I've added, but this one, the brown one, you can notice where I've added because I've used different sizes. But this one I'm going to use same size in different parts. I'm not going to use the same part. I'm going to use a different part so that you can notice. Also in the nape of the neck, I'm going to add some braid for it to become a little bit longer. Okay, there you go. Let me put my person very well. Okay. I'll partition it, that one, into two. It is called French cornrow. I'll partition it into two. Sorry, never came out clean. Like that. It's not a must for it to come out clean, but it has to be, it can be of the same equal size. It can be of one side might be a little bit smaller, depending on the style that you want to put. But for me, I want to put it in the middle, so I'll have to put it in equal sizes. If I want it to come on the side, I'll have to put one side smaller. So I'll start with the hair. I'll start with the hair, with the hairline in front. As you can see, I divided it into three. Making sure that I'm sharing hair from both sides. All the partition three hairs are getting a pinch from both sides, and then I put it beneath there next to the scalp. As you can see, it is next to the scalp. Then the third one will get a blue one, and the first one will get a blue one. The middle one will not get anything. So I crisscross it like that by adding a pinch of hair, so that it can be able to make a stitch and a knot, a stitch stroke knot. Then I make sure it's slanted slowly. Sorry, it's a little bit mixed up over there. Sometimes I get it so difficult to do it like this. Then I'm showing you how I'm the amount of hair I'm supposed to pinch. I'm used to putting hair in the middle of my finger, in the middle of my thumb, and as you can see, I'm pinching. That size I'm using. I'm not going to use a lot of hair, because when I use a lot of hair, it will not be enough for us to add hair on the braid. Okay, there you go. Oh, it's so difficult. I find it so difficult to do that style of I'd rather do like that. I like bringing all the hair together so that I can lock it very well. Then I take another hair, add it there beneath, making sure my first and my third hair, I've added something, I've crisscrossed it. It's inside there. Then I've taken the third one, beneath there, then crisscross it, forming stitch and knots. Taking the other size, kept beneath there. The third one and the first one gets a taste of it. The middle one doesn't get. Then when I reach at the nape of the neck, I do it like that. I put it beneath there. Let me show you. The other one was a little bit mixed up. Let me redo it. I put it beneath. See there I've hold. You see there I've hold. Wait first. I pick it up like that, crisscross it like that, pick those hairs, put it in the middle of I always put those hairs in the middle of my index finger and my middle finger, so that I can avoid confusion. I find it very easy for me, but others don't use that method. As you can see, I'm pinching a little. When I reach next to the nape of the neck, here behind the ear, I take a small pinch of, like I'm removing a stone from the rice when I'm selecting rice. I'm making sure that I'm using small pinches. As you can see, it's very small inch of a centimeter. I can see 0.001. Then I take that size, I put it beneath. Let me put that one very well so that it can be like that. I make sure that middle one has gone over there. Just sit there, my friend. I show my people how to do it. Very easy. Make sure it's there, the other one there. Okay, I pinch it like that, and then bring that middle one in there. Then that one, I mix it with the hair. There we go. Whew, feels. Then I cross over. As you can see, you cannot know where I've added the braid. If I could have added here on top, you could have noticed that I've added air. Since I've added on from the behind, since I started adding it from inside, so it should be end up being added from inside. Till I finish, there you go. As you can see, it's the number 1, 2, 3. If you're keen, you'll see, but if you're not that keen, you'll not see where I've added the braids. This one, the third one, this brown one, you'll notice this one I've started there in front, a small pinch. Then this one I've started over there, and this one over there, and this one over there with a small size. See, very small, the brown one very small. Then this one over there, I've used the same sizes until the end, but this one, the brown, I've not used same size, I've used different sizes. That's why you see that it's very visible for you to see where I've added and to see the amount of braid that I have used in it. But in the first one, you can see you've not noticed how many braids I've used, how many where I have fixed and where I've not fixed, because I've used the same size, smaller sizes. This one I've used a little bit medium of the first one. You see, this one, this is where I've added the braid from behind. You can notice from the behind, but you cannot notice from in front. In front, you cannot notice, but in the behind, when you twist it like that, you'll notice that. Okay, thank you for watching. Till next time. Bye-bye.